It's not necessarily a how-to, it's kind of more like
The trick to the tricks?
tricks and tips in the way I learned hard flip.
Okay, so like maybe if you've done hard flips before, this is still an important video to watch, but if you've never done a hard flip before, this will show you the fundamentals of how to do hard flips. So it's sort of like best of both worlds.
Yeah, I want to talk definitely foot placement and just like ways that I learned how to do hard flips. Like I learned it on a bank first, just because like...
To fakie?
Yeah.
Oh, you're crazy.
So I'll explain that. This trick in general, I feel like, yes, it's like a lot of kickflip, frontside flip without turning, but low-key, it's really big on the front shove it. The front shove it for me was like the key to learning this trick, especially kind of learning how to do the front shove it and kind of leaving your foot hanging back as soon as that sounds, just because it kind of makes your front foot do the work of like catching it and learning how to like cooperate with the hard flip.
Yeah, and the second your back foot's off the board, that puts all the gravity on your front foot, which like lets you get the most delicate flick anyways.
Because yeah, hard flip isn't necessarily frontside flip without turning, because I think for me it's more front shove it than anything.
That's probably why my hard flips look the way they do, is because I do a frontside flip without turning.
That's like not the best way to think of it.
No, it's not. I agree. I have like the hardest way to do a hard flip. But like when I think of Brian Herman, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He sort of has the front side flip he doesn't turn with, but he has such a floaty pop into it, it doesn't make a difference. I fight my upper body the whole way. You don't. Your board just flips under you. I see you like float next to it and decide to land it when you feel like it. I've never had that feeling with a hard flip.
And it's because I treat it like a front shove it.
Okay.
You know, I kind of push it down and kind of let my front foot take care of it.
Okay.
Is I think the big secret for it. And the foot placement real quick.
Okay, that's gonna
I kick flip right here. It's usually where I kick flip. So that's the kick flip. Is this? Foot placement, my foot's also kind of like pretty rounded on the tail, but when I start going to frontside flip, my foot goes pretty low and the foot is a little bit more over the edge.
Okay.
So it's almost like pressured, honestly, if that makes sense. That's why my frontside flips are kind of like, I want to say they're kind of musket-y, but they kind of are.
I would say they're more gallant-y. So like I would say Ryan Gallant has the in-between of the musket and the proper frontside flip. It absolutely flips, but it does have that pressury scoop thing to it.
And so when I do that, I think it helps me get that 180. And see, even on my frontside flip, my foot is like right here.
Yeah.
My back foot is really not on the edge of the tail, like it's borderline pressure. And so I kind of treat the hard flip the same way.
Yeah.
So also that kind of brings me back down to foot placement and a hard flip.
Okay.
Because I've now noticed with the hard flip, I honestly put my foot a little bit, it's like kind of more in the middle, like up the board, and it's even lower.
Really?
Like I usually put my foot like, let's say like right there to actually hard flip for my front foot. And so now the back foot, there's two ways to really hard flip. Or pressured, or you can kind of do it more like kick flippy, frontside flippy. Toes kind of hugging over it. You're gonna definitely get more of that like illusion hard flip style.
Yeah.
And I feel like when I do my hard flips, I kind of have like my back foot is kind of in the middle of that. Because usually people will also put the foot all the way up the edge.
That's where I put mine.
When you do have it that way and you pop more frontside flippy, you're gonna have more of that body twisting catch.
Yeah, your body gets more in the way the more you put your foot that way. I agree.
Find that in between on that tail pop. I think that's honestly the biggest thing I learned.
Yeah.
Talking about like learning it on a bank to fakie is because when I learned it, I was kind of doing it more frontside flippy. So I was landing kind of pivoty. I was landing 90. So if I was trying to learn it on flat ground, I couldn't roll away from it. I would land sideways and I'd fall. So when I learned it on a bank, I was able to like land it and almost stop and then roll back in.
Yeah.
And I felt that was like a really good like way to learn the fundamentals of like popping, flicking, landing, and like it's like slowly eased me into learning the trick. And then I guess from the bank, I moved to the hip.
Yeah, because hip you can go 90 and get away with it too.
Exactly, and so the hip that was that gave me the most confidence. And hard flip, like you said, is hard on the flat ground.
Yeah.
So when you do it off a bank or over a hip, it really helps you boost that thing up there, get your feet out of the way, and then honestly, you can go slow and land it and make it look good.
Yeah.
Because like that's like the best thing about like a hip. You can go slow rolling up to it, do your trick, and then you can still cruise away. But like the front side flippy way, kind of having my foot more like this, you know? And see, like, that's kind of harder, I'm not gonna lie. When I treated it more frontside flippy, it is harder to flick it.
Where do you think your nose is gonna go when you do it? Do you think it's coming up this way, or do you think it's going over that way? Because mine, I think that.
I think it comes right up. I feel like the nose comes, I'm expecting it to go right through my leg.
Okay.
Like, that's what I'm expecting.
Do one right now.
And see, my front foot goes really low, and I think it's just to get that thing out of the way and get ready to kind of catch it again. This trick is so so front shove it based. Dude, it was so bad. When I used to learn how to hard flip, I would literally do them and land like straight up sideways and then pivot and turn it.
But you get the right of way on a bank, so that's the...
So that was kind of the thing. So if you are having like problems with it, I think on a bank is a great way. Just so you kind of can go slow, you can land kind of like not perfect and you can still get away with it. The bank definitely shoots you back, so like, yeah, the board will come right back to you.
Yeah.
It definitely has the advantage on the bank. It's honestly, hard flip is easy on anything besides flat ground.
You're gonna intentionally under-rotate it?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, so you can kind of correct yourself when you do it, like learning it, until you get... No, definitely on a bank is definitely a great way to get the flick down. Otherwise, then yeah, the hip is your best friend. I think the hip is like literally the best learning tool for any flip trick.
I say hips and Euro gaps.
Yeah, Euro gap is another great one too. Hard flip over the hip just makes it easy because you don't have to do the full rotation. You can go slow, you can land slow, looks fresh still. And it's kind of easy money.
Yeah.
But yeah, hard flip everything. You're wrong, you always try it down something. Gives you a little bit more hang time.
Yeah.
My boy Dan likes doing it off things.
Doesn't work on flat ground. Off things though. Sometimes.
But I think it's your back foot, honestly.
I think it's my back foot too. Let me see. Hold on. This is one try.
Yeah.
So when you were talking, it made me think about something. The flat ground's the main place I definitely can't do it. But making my board go more straight up. No, that didn't work at all.
Get the front foot out of the way though.
Which way where do you put it? Over here?
What, your front foot?
Yeah.
Yeah, out to the side. Oh yeah, for you, that way.
So.
Yeah, to your left. Yeah. And that back foot, yeah, keep it like how it's, you know, you're still... But yeah, that was still very frontside flippy though.
Well, I don't think I can do it the vertical way.
I
Like
think you
this
can.
way?
Dude, it was right there.
That way?
It floated right in there though. Floated right to the nuts.
I just hate the way that feels.
But it floated right to the, like, it was chilling. I swear if you were to, it is a little scary, but.
I can do it on quarter pipes for some reason.
Because it bounces, it comes back to you.
That's exactly why.
Definitely, and steep too.
One more on flat.
Dude,
one more.
Get it out of the way. Oh.
I didn't putting my feet. Here's my hard flip.
See,
That
but I feel like when you do it, it's not like when you actually like twisty foot it, you end up going more like your foot ends up going like very right there.
Okay. So
Not here.
More that side.
Yeah,
Okay,
like
that
you.
side feels crazy.
Easy money.
So good.
So I guess my point of this video is try different foot placements, try on different obstacles, and you just never know.